Hello friends, welcome back to the Solo Promoter YouTube channel. My name is Grant Baciocco. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and a big shout out to all our Golden Circle channel members for helping make this channel possible. Well, today we are going to take our annual trip into the world of Champions of the Galaxy. If you're new to Champions of the Galaxy, it is a tabletop pro wrestling card game that takes place 100+ years in the future. You've got aliens, you've got weird creatures, you've got humanoid guys all battling it out for pro wrestling supremacy. Now, the great thing about Champions of the Galaxy is that a new card set comes out at least once a year. Every once in a while, we get some little bonuses and stuff. And wrestlers progress in their careers. They get better, they get worse, they have new personas, all that kind of good stuff. And the cool thing about Champions of the Galaxy is that over the years, they've had 3 jumping on points. So we had the original edition, which is just called Champions of the Galaxy, which takes place in the year 2086. And then the next jumping on point took place in 2119. That was called New Beginning. You can see that in the center of your screen there. And then the most recent jumping on point is 2125. But the question that a lot of people ask is, well, the current year is 2139. How do I start in 2139 if there is no starter set? And the question really is, what sets do I need in order to start with Origins 2139? Now, we've done this for the past couple years. There is a little bit of sticker shock at the very end, always, when you see how many sets you have to buy. But let's take a look at all the sets that you have to buy in order to start playing in Origins 2139. First of all, you will, of course, need the set Origins 2139. You're going to use all the cards in this set. You got Burning Man, Freedom Fighter, Invincible Kraken, Kenji, Musk, Nakano Takeko, Nosfera, Purge, Quagmire, Showstopper, and there is a special edition card for Apex, which comes along with this set. So you will need all those cards. Obviously, it's the most recent set, so it's 2139. Of course, you will need all those cards. Moving on, you will also need Origins 2138. You will need Bloody Mary, Diva, Grandmaster, Havoc, I-Star, Lady Grandmaster, Mr. Everything, Titan Power, Vizier the Elder, and Zulfikar. So you will need all the cards that you see here in order to play in 2139. So you're going to need 2137. You're going to need the cards for Azuma, Bulldoze, Fist, Hyla, Horus, Scorn, Siege, Storm, Tarvault, Tempest. This set also comes with Apex. You'll have the upgraded Apex card in 2139, but he also comes here, and there is a little bit of differences between those two cards. There is also a bonus pack that was available for Origins 2137, and it came with a bonus card, the Aethran Soldier. You can see the Aethran Soldier down at the very bottom of the screen here. So while that card is not 100% necessary, it is mentioned in the handbooks. And as we go through here, I'm only going to talk about cards that are mentioned in the handbooks. And I'm going to kind of give you a little help of what things are optional, which ones are not. So you could just buy 2137 without the bonus pack, and you'll get along just fine. But if you want to add a little flavor, the Aethran Soldier is there in the bonus pack. Moving on to Origins 2136. To play 2139, you need the Basilisk. You need the Chameleon creatures. You need Exo King and Killer Queen. And you need Krala and Saber. Those characters are all the characters that you will need out of 2136. Again, you can't buy these cards individually. You do have to buy the full set. And you will need these characters in order to play 2139. Now, I'm going to tell you, from here on out, it gets a little painful because you're going to be buying sets for only one card. But if you want to play in 2139, this is where you have to invest. So moving on to Kingdom Come 2134. That's right, we're skipping 2135. We don't need any cards from there. 2134, Demon Godsend. Is he a major player? A little bit, not totally. By 2139, he's kind of a little bit in the undercard, or maybe a lower mid card. He's not 100% mandatory to major storylines or anything like that. So you probably could get away without buying 2134 just for this one card. But if you want the full picture, you're going to have to buy Kingdom Come 2134. Also, Kingdom Come Uprising 2134. There's one card you'll need in there. Now, the good thing about this is a very small set, so it doesn't cost as much as the full sets. But if you want the current version of Faller, the character Faller, you'll have to pick this set up. I will say Faller is not a major player in 2139. Again, he's even a little bit lower card than Demon Godsend, who we just saw in the slide before. So not somebody that is mandatory, but if you want the full picture, if you want the full teams, you're going to have to go pick up Faller as well. Then we jump to Regime Change 2133. You need Moog, Perfect Specimen, and Sentinel. These three guys are pretty heavy hitters. This is definitely a set you're going to want to pick up. Perfect Specimen is a top tier main eventer guy, and Moog and Sentinel, the team of Castellix, they are a tag team, as you can tell by their outfits. They are pretty heavy hitter tag teams. They're one of the best tag teams in 2139. So this is probably a set you're going to pick up for only 3 cards, but it's a little bit better than the 2 previous sets that we have seen before. So this is one where if you're picking and choosing sets, you want to save a little bit money, you're probably going to want to add this one to your cart. Now, moving on to 2132, we have Shane. Shane is one of my favorite GWF characters of all time. I personally think he's the greatest wrestler in the GWF of all time. Just something about him. I think he's just awesome. I would buy this set because Shane is awesome. He's also a main eventer. So he's in 2139. He's, in terms of main storylines, he's not really featured in super big main storylines, but he is a main event character. He is somebody who's going to be challenging for your top belt, unless the dice just completely hate him an awful lot. So this one is one you're going to have to get, and I can already see I have a typo on this slide. It says 2133. This is actually 2132. So just to be clear about that, this is Regime Change 2132. The cover of the book there is correct, and that's the one you're going to have to pick up if you want Shane. Moving along to Black Death 2129 6-pack. Now, this is sort of the last of the regular Champions of the Galaxy sets that you're going to have to pick up. Mainly, you are picking this up for Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a pretty powerful women's wrestler. So for this one, it kind of depends on whether you want to focus on women's wrestling in your Fed or not. If you do, you'll want to pick this up because she's a pretty solid women's wrestler. She's held my Galaxian Women's Championship several times. The other thing about this 6-pack is this comes with a Lord Nexus manager card. Lord Nexus is active. He's still going in 2139. So this is a good way to pick up 2 cards. You could pick up a manager card and the Tai Chi card here. But I'm going to show you an alternate Lord Nexus coming up here in a moment. So again, this is the one that can be optional. You will have plenty of female wrestlers to wrestle with in 2139 if you don't pick up this set. So this is another place where you could save money, but Tai Chi is a pretty main event, at least in my Fed anyway, women's wrestler. So you might want to pick this up. And if you're going to save money later on by not getting the other Lord Nexus card, which I'm going to talk about, then you can pick this up and you'll have Lord Nexus for all those storylines as well. Moving on to FTR. This is a set of sort of rookie undercard guys. And the Crud and Igor are a tag team called the Natives. They don't really feature, they're a very undercard tag team. You could get away with not buying this set. They're not pivotal to many storylines. in 2139, so you can get away without buying this. And I do want to point out that Faller, who we saw before in that Kingdom Come Uprising 2134 set, Faller's rookie card is in here. So if you didn't want to pick up that Kingdom Come Uprising 4-pack, you could pick this up and you could get a little bit of a weaker card for Faller, and just use him there instead of his sort of upgraded card. So again, totally up to you. But this is one you could really take or leave, just because these characters are not going to, and even Faller in his upgraded form, they're not going to be winning big major championships for you, but they do add a lot of flavor to your Fed. And then FDR2 is for Murtak. Murtak, you're buying another set for one character. Murtak is another undercard guy. He loses more than he wins. It's a great character. He is written into all the handbooks. He's part of the storyline in 2139. He is a comic relief type character. So again, not somebody you need, not somebody who is going to be winning crazy titles in your Fed, but somebody you may want to pick up if you want to have one of those lower card guys who is good to put up against somebody in order to help them get a win, because most of the time Murtak will lose. Although I will say in 2139, Murtak did capture my Galaxian tag team titles just for a second, and it was in thanks to his tag team partner Tharkus. Tharkus, the updated Tharkus card is part of COTG Promoter Prime 2018. This is a pretty great card. I don't know if I would buy the whole Promoter Prime set for just this card, but this card is a lot of fun. This card is sort of a tag specialist card. It makes him a good partner, and it just has great mechanics. He has a fun mechanic where if he goes up against a humanoid character, his finisher is just a little bit stronger. This is a fun card. I have been having a lot of fun with Tharkus and Murtak. They're great comic relief characters to just picture their antics. And it's funny because Tharkus is sort of a comedic character, but Murtak is like times 10. So it's fun to see Murtak annoy Tharkus, and Tharkus annoys other people. So it's sort of like a foil for Tharkus, although they're teammates. And they did capture the tag titles in my Fed. So again, maybe this is one that you can leave off. This might be an optional one to leave off because it is only for one card. And he is not somebody he's involved a little in the storylines in 2139, especially with Invincible Kraken, and they're sort of all on the same team. But you could get away without having a Tharkus card, although I would put him in just because he's hilarious. Moving on to COTG Promoter Prime 2023. Now you have 6 cards out of 12 in this set that are currently active in 2139. Now, if you talk to other promoters, there are probably several promoters who say you don't need any of these cards, and because these cards don't really add much to your Fed. But as compared to the last couple sets we've seen, at least here you get a little bit more for your money than just buying one set for one card. We've got 2 Aethrin Soldiers. You can see them up at the top right over here. And then we have the Aethrin Soldier Group Attack card, which is sort of like a group outside interference card. Down below, we have the Castellex Arena card. Again, not something that is necessary, but just adds a little flavor to your Fed. And then we have the Lord Nexus Wrestling card. In 2139, Lord Nexus's main rival from when he was a wrestler, Invincible Kraken, returns. Spoiler alert. And he actually steps back into the ring. So unlike the other card that was in the Black Death 2129 6-pack that is just a manager card, this one has wrestling stats, this Lord Nexus card. He's not great. He is going to lose a lot, but if you want to use him, if you want to get the full picture, if you want to have Lord Nexus step back into the ring, this is the set you got to get in order to get that. And then the last card in this set that is used in 2139 is Mr. Everything's Harem card. And so these are the lovely ladies that accompany Mr. Everything to the ring. These are totally not necessary. It just kind of gives you another way to interfere. And I will say for my Fed, Since Diva is Mr. Everything's manager, I usually had her accompany him to the ring and not one of his harem. But again, just a little flavor card. Also want to point out that the two Aethrin Soldiers, the first two cards on this slide, are wrestler cards. They're not fantastic, but they actually could pull off a win here or there. And so, it's just if you want to add more wrestlers, you got to pick up those cards as well. Now, jumping ahead to COTG Promoter Prime 2024. There's two cards in there that are used in 2139, and that is Galaxia and the most controversial card ever to grace Champions of the Galaxy, Sarsaparilla, the Ice Cream Girl. Both of these wrestlers, technically, according to the lore, wrestled in 2139. Now, they are both sort of set up to be not main event players. They're Galaxia more than Sarsaparilla. They're not supposed to be like big giant heavy hitters coming into your wrestling federation. But if you want to be completist, if you want to have the full picture, you got to pick these two up. And here's the other thing I will say. COTG Promoter Prime 2024 also has some cards that will come into play after 2139. And in fact, I think all of the cards except for one come into play either when 2139 or the set that follows 2139. So this one might be worth picking up just because it's going to add some extra cards and some more important cards to your Fed later on. And there you go. Those are all the cards you need, all the sets you have to buy to start playing in 2139. You need 2139, Origins 2138, Origins 2137 with the bonus pack if you want the Aethrin Soldier, Origins 2136, Kingdom Come 2134, Kingdom Come Uprising 2134, Regime Change 2133, Regime Change 2132, Black Death 2129 6-pack, FTR2, COTG Promoter Primes 2018, 2023, and 2024. So if you want everybody, if you want the whole set, these are all the sets you're going to get. And friends, I hope you're sitting down because if you are to buy all of these sets, it is going to cost you $318. That is the subtotal without shipping, the subtotal without sales tax, because that might vary depending on where you live. But just the subtotal for all of these sets is $318. Now, as I said, if you go back through this video, there are some things that you could leave out to bring that price down. That is all up to you. But if you want everything, this is what you have to get. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to go pick up all this stuff, you can go to filsingergames.com, and that's where you can go to buy all this stuff. And it's 2139 is a fun year. It was one of my favorite years in recent memories because there was a lot of great storylines to do. So it's a good jumping on point. But if you want to start there, that's what you got to get. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to download a sheet listing all the things I just talked about, you can get that in the show notes below. It's a PDF that you can print out or you can save to your computer so you know what sets you have to pick up or which sets you don't want to pick up. It's all listed there. And thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And a big shout out to all the Golden Circle channel members. My name is Grant Baciocco, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.